All right, welcome to episode 99 of the Ricky Henderson podcast, the greatest of all podcasts at GUAP. I'm your co-host Alex Espinoza with my co-host Dr. Hal Gordon.
A dog.
And today we have some former enemies making peace. No, yeah. We got the Oakland's number one vendor, Ice Cold Kenny Bo, in the house. We've been talking to Kenny for weeks. This has been in the works for weeks, so I'm glad we finally made it happen.
Yes,
Kenny,
yes.
Kenny, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, my man?
Doing great, doing great. I'm glad I got
Yeah.
the two most epic vendors in Oakland history, or in current Oakland history, on the same pod. That's pretty badass. Well, that was hella funny. I mean, it seems so long ago when the first week of the season when you guys were both here, you guys were doing like the on-field battles and stuff, and now the bees are making that playoff push, you know. So, but Kenny, I saw today you just posted on Twitter you got a new shipment of koozies, right? Where you got the Roots logo
Yes,
on it, right? Like,
yes,
yeah, it's
yes,
pretty sick.
yes.
Yeah.
I got the Roots logo, the Masonic in the back, and I got my logo in the front. So, it's the Oakland Roots Kenny Bo Koozie collaboration.
Dude, so what? How did you? So like, I don't know. How did you start making these koozies? Because those things are a hit now. You go around Raimondi Park, everybody's got a koozie. Around the Coliseum, everybody's got a koozie. You know? Yeah.
That's a fact. I don't know. I was just it was actually a fan that told me one day after they said that we need a new Hal. We need Hal left. We need another Hal. So he was like, Hal got the strings and he got the baseball cards. You need something like a koozie or something. I was like, that sounds cool, man. I might do that. And for months I was just thinking, and then I just said, put in the work. Let's get it going. Try a koozie. Got one koozie, thought idea. The rest is history after that, man.
I gotta tell you, Kenny, when I did, baseball cards, they weren't free, but and I was like, I'll make it back on the tips. I'll make it back on the tips. But those koozies, how do you make the koozies? That must put you back a little bit of cash per koozie, huh?
Worth the investment, right? It's
It,
marketing, right? As marketing.
yeah,
Right? All right.
it's
Okay.
definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. I go to
Yeah.
Oaklandish, and Oaklandish take care of me from there.
Oh,
Dude,
that's awesome.
Oaklandish hooking you up with the
Oaklandish.
koozies.
I
Those
know.
guys are sick, man. That's awesome.
Yes,
That's so cool.
yes, they're real cool. I like them, man. They take care of me, any order on time, and they get back to me like that.
That's awesome. All right, so listen, Kenny, tell us your vending history. When did you start vending? How long where did you first start? Where was your first game? Where did you mostly vend? Where do you mostly vend?
I've been vending for 13 years. I started in 2011, 2010, 2011. And the first game was at an Oakland A's game. I was selling churros. Uh, I I did not know what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie. Even when my
Oh
dad
yeah.
told me, I was like, he said, "You're going to hear some stuff out there, son. You're going to hear a lot of stuff, but just keep it going, keep your money straight." He taught me, but I was terrible my first game. I did like maybe $60 and sold like maybe 40 churros. That's it. It was a long game for me. And most of the places I've been in at was always been in Oakland. The A's always been there, and then I started to go more to Giants, which yeah.
I mean,
But
you got to go where the money is. You
you,
got
you,
you
you
got to make
got
some
to, you
money.
got to. It's good money over there. But then I just started traveling and fell in love with it, man. It was more like I fell in love with just most of the job and the game. The competition of it and being able to beat most of the guys out there, except for the goat right here.
Wait, is there like a leaderboard when at the end of the day it's like, all right, X person? Is there like a house photo on the top of like a golf leaderboard? And it's
No,
like, and like at
no, no, no.
Augusta, they got to like how do you know who's the top dog
You
in the
you always
day?
ask everybody else. That's the first after you check out. After you check
Yep.
out, if you're selling the same thing as everyone, if you're out selling beer, you look at everyone else, you go, how many did you do? How many did
Yep.
you do? How many did you do?
Yep. Yep.
Right?
Uh,
Because there's good days and there's bad days, but as long as you beat the other guys in the room, you did better than them, right?
that's a fact right there.
Yeah.
That's why, like, even now, like the beer competition we talk so much mess to each other. We're deep in there. Like, what you do? Yeah, I beat you all week. I done got you all week. So it's just like that. Nothing's changed at all.
Dude, I love it. Well, Kenny, I also saw a tweet you sent out, I don't know, maybe a month ago. You were saying how this job like saved your life. You know, you're a kid from East Oakland, right? And like, you know, this
Yeah,
gave you an opportunity, and now you built a whole career, and like, you know, you got a family, and like, you know, like
yeah,
I think that's what people aren't realizing about like all these concession jobs that are being lost. You know, there's gonna be 600 people laid off this year. Like this job's literally like been a lifeline for you over the decades. I mean, I know you got other opportunities, other stuff going
yeah,
on,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I mean, what is it like? I mean, having 80 dates, you know, kind of pulled out, you know?
It's really not cool, not fun. Like I said, for me, it saved my life because I was really in the streets. I was homeless. I was, trying to find places to go, And once my dad told me, come up here and work, it started giving me somewhere to go for therapy, somewhere to go, to have a good time and not be on the streets for an hour and a half or 2 hours, Show me something more positive than negative. And the 80 games going away is gonna affect me really bad, man. Cause like no one wants to drive to sack for 80 games and do all that out there. Like
Yeah.
it's better being back at home working out here, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I'm
And
sorry
the
to hear
break,
that, man. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot
yeah,
of your friends are from the I mean, you said you've been working there for 13 years. I'm sure a lot of people are in the same boat, right? Like local guys or, you know, local
yeah,
women from,
a
you know,
lot.
I'm assuming like, you know, East Oakland, Hayward, San Leandro, that whole area, right? It's kind of been
Yeah,
supported by this whole thing, right? Yeah.
it has. Like everyone comes from all over. Like, you make friends from San Leandro, San Lorenzo, people you see every day out there, become a family. And what we're gonna do after that? We're not just well, I'm out, most of us vendors will be fine because other places. But like you said, what about the other guys? Where are they gonna go? What's gonna happen? Is the crime gonna go up? Are you people gonna have somewhere to go work afterwards? Who's gonna, take care of people that did it for 50, 60 years,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the part that really sucks.
It's been like a slow motion car crash really for all those jobs because I mean how many what's the average attendance there right now this year, you know? Every year it goes down by half. So,
It's starting to
there's
pick up
half the
though, right?
jobs every single time.
But doesn't it feel
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
starting to pick up? I saw you were saying like it was like what 14,000, but you said it felt like 30, right? Like yeah, yeah.
it always feels like that. We hit 15K over there. Like it's only picking up
Because you're
because
not used to it.
Yeah.
it's been a long time, man, a very long time.
Yeah.
So,
I
Yeah.
mean,
so it's like,
I remember when they get 20,000, when they're like,
oh
when
man,
they're running, when they're like, getting running for a wild card spot.
yeah,
And I'd be like, there's only 20,000 people here on a Thursday night. That's pathetic. They need to have 40. They're going for playoffs. They need to have 40,000 people. And and now it's like, oh, 15,000. Whoa, shit.
Yeah. I'm just super happy for you, Kenny, because I know I just saw you tweeted you worked 29 days straight. So we're
yeah.
recording this on a Monday. The A's and the B's are both off, so you finally got a rest day. But here you are talking to us. So sorry, man. But
It's all good, man. I'm
but
waiting for this, man.
yeah. But
Oh,
I mean 29 straight days. So I mean people probably don't realize how much of a hustle this is. And it's like a physical toll too. Like I see you got people lifting up here. You're doing
yeah,
The Kenny Bo challenge or whatever it is, you know.
yeah. The can you lift the challenge?
Yeah, yeah.
uh, at people are realizing starting to realize how heavy it is. When I take out the big heavy loads, they're like, "Oh, it's heavy," and I'm like, "Yeah, I told you." How do
Yeah.
you do it, man? I work out every day. I'm up from 6 in the morning. I work out maybe at 7 to 8 with one of my trainers. Then I go to the gym by myself. Because after a while, like I've been doing this for 5 years, and I've realized it does take a toll on your body if
Yeah.
you do not stay in shape. Um, and once I say, hey, it's 80 pounds, I'm not telling you how much it weighs. I don't want to tell you. Don't ask me. I don't think about that. So now it's like, you live to find out. I don't want to be rude, but let's see how you do with it.
How were you waking up at 6 in the morning to work out before games or what?
No, never. No, no. I just take twice as many beers,
Hold up.
Get the exercise in the sticky.
He beat me one time, too. It was at Los Bucky's. He beat me by 1,000, by 1,000.
That
Girls,
was
he
a
beat me.
crazy night, dude. That was a
Yes.
crazy night. Because I wasn't, by the time I started doing Hal the Hot Dog Guy, once that started taking off, and like unlike people like Kenny, like I had like other work, different jobs and stuff, so this was like I was just focusing on the hot dogs. So there was nobody to compete against, which was a little bit weird for vending, right? You're used to competing
Yeah.
against people. But yeah, that one, it was like right after the A's were done, and they're like, oh man, we're gonna have this huge concert at the Coliseum. Everybody should come. And I was like, been a while since I sold beer. All right, I'll come. And that was a wild night, dude. They drank so much beer.
Wait,
They
what
did. They
event
did
was
not
this?
stop.
What was this
Los
at?
Bookies. Los Bookies at the Coliseum.
What
Yeah.
are Los Bookies? What was that, a band or something or what?
Yeah,
Yes.
like Mexican band.
Oh, so
Yes.
it was just
The whole
wild. It was
sold
a
out.
huge
Seven,
party.
I think 60,000. It was sold out, man. The whole
60,000 in the Coliseum, Mexican,
Yeah.
like it was just like literally was like how many Modelo's can you get out of the room at once? Like
That's so
every
awesome.
Modelo you get out of the room, you'll sell. It's just the question
yes.
is how many can you get out?
And I don't know
Uh,
how he did it, but man, I was so mad when I started. It was like, I was gonna sell beer. What you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna beat it. I ain't worried about that. And then at the end of the night, I'm like, what the hell? That's all I cared about. They said, dude, he beat you. I said, what? I don't know where he went. I don't know what he did or what he took out. I just know he had a secret hiding spot because he's been there longer than me.
Well, I mean, so Kenny, you work
It's
everywhere, right?
that natural vending talent, buddy.
It's
You
in his
can't teach it. You
blood.
can't
Yeah.
teach it.
Yeah. Uh,
That's
you
a
do
fact.
you do turn it on though. You can see when you're in Hal work mode though. It's like,
It's Kenny work mode
you're
now.
firing on all cylinders,
Facts.
Uh,
Facts.
but Kenny, I mean, so you work everywhere though, right? You work in like concerts at
Yes.
Chase Center, Giants. You even went to Vegas, right? Like, what was Vegas about? Like where do you work at? And can you tell us what happened down in Vegas? Like, yeah.
Uh, I work everywhere all over the nation. Miami, Texas, Seattle. Beer vending has gone so much further that you apply with any companies and they accept you. You're able to travel and see the world, and make money while doing it. Vegas, I worked at the Raider Stadium. It was Morgan Wallen for 2 straight days.
Uh-huh.
And as a country concert, it was sold out. I got to see Jelly Roll. I got to see MGK come out and perform with them. It was quite an experience out there.
Yeah.
When you
Love the Roof folks.
Yeah.
when you travel, like how are you traveling? You finding cheap airfare? Where are you staying?
Uh,
How do you keep those costs down?
Yeah.
I personally don't. I can tell my friends I don't care for the cost no more. I just want to get there and back. But now they're saying they want to take Frontier, Spirit, and all the less room for me airports. But we're paying all out of pocket because we know we're going to make it back just based off of the concerts. We'll pay for the room, Airbnb. We'll get the cheapest one we can, but at least a little decent, a little nice. We went to Vegas. We stayed at a resort. It was the Waterfront Resort, I believe. It's maybe like 10 minutes or 20 minutes away from the
Waterfront
venue.
resort
So
in Vegas.
yeah.
Cavill said he wanted waterfront ballpark, so they gotta have one.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I'll put it next
Yeah.
door.
It
Well, Kenny,
was.
did you say like some Vegas fans were handsy? They were like trying to steal your beer or something? I mean,
Oh
like,
man,
I mean, it's not the same as the Bay Area crowds, right? Like, I don't
it's
know.
it's not every crowd is different, man. And country folks, they're some of them are really nice depending on where you went. And I forgot what state I was in. I was in Vegas, and I remember a lot of stuff. I was talking a lot about Vegas folks, but this one guy, he was like, he tried to grab a beer. I'm like, no, I'll get it for you. And when I said that, I guess he felt entitled to grab the beer out of my bucket and just take off with it. He turned around and said, "No one buy a beer from Kendrick. Nobody at all." And when you do that, I can't have that. So I started talking about him. I started roasting how he had a whole bunch of meat fat hanging out the back of his hat. I started talking about his shoes, how dusty they were. He started getting embarrassed. I was like, no, you're going to take this. Don't buy a beer from me, so you're going to get the end of it. And, it just some country folks are nice, but it's more of the ones like that just take you there.
Did you work that country concert that was at the Coliseum? Like, I don't know, about a few weeks ago or whatever. It was like the dude they were
Zach
playing it.
Bryan.
Yeah, he was playing at home plate. Like, what was the
I was on
vibe
the
like?
floor.
It looked crazy in the videos, man. What was that
Man,
vibe like? Yeah, because
that vibe was amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it was so cool, so chill. Those guys were. It's Oakland country fans, They know how to get down. They know how to relax and have a good time. And they kept coming back. Oh my God, your name is Kenny. Oh, we're going to keep coming back all night. We love you, man. You and your friend are taking care of us. The vibe was great. Energy was good. Nothing happened negative at all.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the future of the Coliseum, is kind of like as an entertainment venue, a concert venue. So like to see it, you're going crazy like that was awesome, But what's like your favorite place to vend though? Where is like what's the top spot?
The Coli, man, the Coliseum, man, the Coliseum. There's nothing like it. There's no other place I've been to has the same energy. They don't have the same stairs. Because I can go to Giants and I do not like working on stairs because it's no break at all in between. It's just a straight long shot, straight back up. And if nobody buys anything, that's extra heavy on your bucket, you know?
Yeah.
So I have to say that Cali and USC is my worst one to work at.
Okay.
USC, the
Trojan Stadium.
the what is it? The Coliseum, the LA Coliseum.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that's just like, whoo, yeah, that's just like one huge bowl, right? Like, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
That and because they have their stairs are so uneven at the top where the money is, and it's like it goes from small to huge or small to huge. I'm like, bro, I got lemonade. What if I fall? I'm not feeling the fan.
But what about like the vibes and the atmosphere, the fans and stuff like that, though? Like, where is the bee? Like you were saying, the bees maybe, or like, or is it the Roots? Like the Oakland? I mean, or the A's still? Like, what is it? Yeah.
Right now, I'm not gonna lie, we have to be the bees because all the same energy you used to have at the I'll tell it to anybody. The same feeling that you felt at A's when you were growing up having a good time, wanting to go and turn up and enjoy yourself is the same energy you're getting at the bees. At the A's now, it's not the same. All the energy has came to the bees. Like last week when we had that long homestand, everybody was coming. It felt like an A's game. It felt like all the same energy.
Yeah, it did. It was so
And
fun.
they're getting more and more people out there, right? They're in first place. They're going to be going to
Yes.
the playoffs.
Yes.
Hopefully we're going to have some games in Oakland, but they're, I mean, listen, for that first week, that first night, they had sellout crowd, and we all knew after that, but it's like every stadium, every stadium, every team. There's always a big drop off from opening night. But
Always.
I know they were still trying to build up people, but like, hey
Yeah.
man, the Roots and the Bees were in the New York Times yesterday. They had
Really?
Really? I didn't know that. I
Oh
gotta see
yeah,
that. I gotta check
you
it
didn't see
out.
that?
What?
Oh, they'd interviewed. They got Jorge in there. They got Paul, the owner of the Bees. They got
Was
all
it through the
the
Athletic or the
Reese.
actual New York Times? Was it
No, the actual New York Times, not the Athletic. The
Wow.
Oh, that's
actual,
awesome,
the
dude.
actual Gray Lady. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
I gotta
So
check out
yeah, I
that
mean, like,
article. That's awesome.
I think that there's just huge like word of mouth. It was just gonna take a while, but like, but how have the crowds changed over the season? What's it like being there? Is it building? What's it feel like, man?
It feels like it's still building and on the sky's the limit from here on out because when like you said opening day was 4,000 sold out, everyone was there and the big drop off happened afterwards. If the way the drop off happened, the way it kept building up, the word of mouth that was getting out there, that's what really pushed the fans to come out and start to see, oh, we got a good team and we were winning so it's beautiful to see how it keeps going up and up. Like I tell you, by next year it's going to be, I believe, over 2,000 a game.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Well, what have they been having in this last homestand?
We've been having over about, I want to say, probably like 2,500 a game,
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
there was like
more.
3 games. It was like 2,500 and like
Yeah.
3,000 and over. Like even one thing I thought was really cool is the A's were playing the Giants and the Bees still got 3,500 at the game at
Yes.
Raimondi. It was like there was 35,000 at the Coliseum and there was 3,500 at Raimondi. And it was like these are the same night, same start times. Like it was really cool to see like I don't know. There was something. I shared some tweet, but it was like two photos of Oakland baseball taken around the same time, and both
Yeah.
stadiums looked full. And I was like, "Oh man, it sucks, man. It's like it's so sad that they're leaving this, man. It's like,
It
but it makes me
is.
happy that Oakland's kind of showing up. And like I said offline, like I was just walking my dog, and some old lady's like, "Oh, I went to the Bees lately, and it was so fun." Like I don't know, everybody loves the Bees games, man. So
That's all
it's
you hear
great, yeah.
now.
Yeah, so it's getting out. I think the word's getting out for sure because I think they had some theme days too that worked. They had well
Star Wars night.
they had Star Wars. They had the night market was going on. They had
Hmm.
a rugby day which was huge, and then
Had a
there was
Cowboy
something
night.
else. There was something else. There was like a salute to service thing. Like I don't know there, and it's
Beer
working. I
Fest, a
think
lot of
people are
stuff.
coming out, so
Yeah.
it's cool to see, man. And it's like still got that. that small intimate vibe. So and they just did that investment round, so I think that's going to change them
Yeah.
too. I mean, I think they're close to 1 million. I have to go check, but I think they're like 87 or 800,000 or something like that. On their way to their $1.3 million goal, 1.2 something $1 million goal. So it's like there's good momentum,
Man,
I feel like, behind the franchise. So
huge,
Yeah,
huge.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And so, like, what does it feel like to, I mean, unlike any of these other places, how have the bees, have you been talking to the people who run the bees? They making you feel like, they just care so much about everything and about being part, having that community there. Like, what's been your interactions like with the people who run the bees and stuff?
My interaction with them has been fine. Paul and Brian, they always look out for me, talk to me, check on me if I need anything. Um, I remember when we had the when we had the Battle of the Bay and we had the Ballers. They wanted me to come to the Ballers, and in my heart I was like, which one do I want to do? Do I want to go to the Battle of the Bay with all the other vendors, or do I want to, keep growing with the Ballers? And they didn't pressure me to come in or anything. They just, come on, Ken, be real fun over here if you come on. So I ended up going to Ballers the entire weekend, and they showed nothing but love, nothing but gratitude for that, and the community, them caring about the community is amazing. Like they keep asking, how things going, this and that. I give them information about nothing but bees I see out there. They want to keep pushing and keep putting more stuff out there. I'm pretty sure they want to bring a lot more vendors too. I'm pretty sure.
Hal, you got to come
Nah,
out
I
anytime.
don't think so. I don't think they need any more beer vendors, man.
Well,
I
Hal,
think
maybe by next April, the young one will be what, 5 months old? Maybe he could take his first trip out to
get
Oakland,
bring him out. Yeah, bring him out there. Get
or
him. Get him vending.
or 7 or 8 months. Yeah, yeah. I guess 7 or 8 months, even older. I mean, my math is
Get him
not right.
vending.
Yeah,
Start on your teeth.
yeah. He's gonna
Hey
come
Kenny, like
out.
you said, your dad was the one, and just like made me think. You
Yeah.
said your dad was the one who got you into vending. Like, what was his background in at the Coliseum and stuff? How'd you get this job? Like, how'd you start vending?
So how I started vending was, like I said, through my dad. This is my stepdad, and I found out recently that my biological father used to vend when he was 12 years old, and that was like way back then. He tells me, I never knew it, but he started telling me a lot more about it. I'm like, you were a vendor, like you were in here, so it's in my
Like at the
blood. So
Coliseum or what?
yeah, at the
Damn,
Coliseum.
that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just not finding out. I feel like that's how I know why I love it. But seeing my
And
my
your step
stepdad
and your
out there,
stepdad is a vendor.
yeah, he was a vendor as well. So it's like it was destined to be, eventually. But going to games and sometimes, as a kid, you get bored watching the games and not really knowing about it. But I started to watch just all the vendors come by, make sales and see how happy they were. And it started to intrigue me more and more. I used to see how much money my dad was bringing back then. I'm like, oh, you're making a lot of money, my guy. You coming
And it's
home with,
cash too, right? It's nice to see
yeah,
the
man,
cash. Yeah, when you're a kid,
it's
you see like
cash.
$100, you're like, damn.
Man, I'm
Yeah,
like, man,
yeah.
you buy me this, you buy me that. Like, what's up, man? Teach me about it. He was always telling me, one day I'm gonna teach you, son. You gonna understand. And I always tell him this. When I was young, I used to get in trouble. I used to have to put my hands in the air for a long period of time. And I told him when I got older, carrying beers, I'm like, so this is why you had me through this, huh? You were training me
Oh,
to,
you were
you were
doing
training me, you were training me.
it.
He- He'll say yeah, but I know it was because of being a bad kid.
That's hella funny.
Well,
But
Kenny, so yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
oh my bad. But that's my story about Vending.
There you
Kenny, next year, Oakland Coliseum, Oakland Roots. We're gonna be back in the Coliseum. It's not gonna be a funeral no more. What's that gonna be like? What's that gonna be like vending Roots games in the Coliseum?
It's gonna be a fresh start, a
Yeah.
fresh start to the future.
It's gonna be a lot more vendors. You're the only vendor right now at Roots.
I got
Now,
an advantage.
now people other vendors are gonna, oh wait, they got something at the Coliseum. What is it? What is it? Soccer? Sure, I'll vend some
Kenny's already
soccer.
locked in. Kenny's already
You're
locked in
already
there.
locked in. You
Yeah,
got that advantage.
yeah,
But what's that gonna be like? What's that gonna be like vending Vending a game, an Oakland game. Roots back in Oakland, first of all. Hayward,
Yes,
get out of
yes,
here. But like,
yes.
what's that going to be like opening day at Roots in the Coliseum, man?
For me, it's going. I already know it's going to feel like a fresh start. I'm going to be smiling ear to ear. I'm going to want to see the vibes. I'm going to want to see the supporters in the seat. First of all, that's the first thing I want to do. I know the energy is going to be immaculate. Everyone's going to be happy. Just because you said it's not a funeral, it's a fresh start. It's like the first day of school. I think we'll get 25,000 people. I'm not going to lie, because
Yeah.
every opening day is always huge, no matter where you go. And the Ballers even showed that no matter what opening day it is, 4,000. Even the Roots had 6 or 7,000, I think, opening day.
Yeah.
So when we get all those fans in there, that same energy we had is going to be strictly to the Roots now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be so awesome, man. Like just seeing all that because I think they said it's gonna be 15,000 for most games, but they have the capacity to open up, and I think they're gonna. And I think a big point too is if they can get over 18,000, that's like the capacity of the earthquake. So it'd be like the Roots got more. I mean, I think that's a good number to hit is try to get 18,000. And I think that's totally doable. So yeah.
I think it'll be tough. I think there will be. I think there still will be some tough games with Roots. And the
Always.
problem too, of course, is like right now they're getting, what they get like 4,000 a game in Hayward probably. So,
Yeah.
you get 6,000 looks great at Hayward.
It
6,000 in the Coliseum doesn't look that
it doesn't
good.
sound the same either,
There's a
right?
lot, of space between 6,000 people. So, I think that they'll have some growing pains, right? Like that first night, I do think sky's the limit. 25,000, I think. I don't know that we're setting real high. I don't know if they're gonna get 25, but I think
I said, yeah.
it'll be huge. It'll be a huge game opening night. I think that I think that there will be some, and that's why they don't want to play there permanently, right?
Yeah.
They want to get that. They want to get like some 10,000 permanent, so like semi-permanent stadium at Malibu parking lot, and then work on getting like a real stadium some place like in downtown Oakland or something. But yeah, there'll be some games that'll be a little bit tough here and there, but I mean, it's all going up. So
Yep.
it's been going down for so long,
It's
but
time to go up,
we're
man.
gonna
It's time to go
it's
up.
time to, we there's you can't go any farther down. So
But
Not
yeah,
at all.
actually, I'm just looking to see so actually the Quakes they played the Galaxy at Stanford and they got like 41,000. So that's I don't know. I mean, but that's MLS and that's a long-standing
It's
rivalry and
MLS.
everything. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I really hope if the Roos can get like over 20K, I think that would be huge. That'd be
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
And I've complained about it enough on this podcast, but we haven't done the podcast in a while, so I'll complain about it again. The one thing the one thing that's gonna limit, the one thing that's gonna limit the Ballers and the Roots is that there's no promotion, right? So there's no promotion relegation. So, the Ballers are eventually going to hit, a top level. And I think the Roots are eventually going to hit, a ceiling of attendance wherever they end up. And that's not indicative of that. Like that's the top attendance in Oakland. I firmly believe that if there's promotion relegation in baseball and in soccer and stuff, like the Roots would be like rivaling every MLS team, and the Ballers eventually, once what the Ballers would be looking to be building a new stadium themselves, and we'd be getting back there. But that's just how it is. So, but
Yeah.
it's in another way, the project is proving to the world and to the sports community that it's not Oakland fans' fault. It's
Yeah.
whatever. It's whatever everything else is. It's the bums. It's the bums who are running the A's fault. It's the politics of California's fault. It's a bunch of weird shit. So
Well, Kenny, I saw you're a T Long fan too, right? I was a huge T Long fan growing up. He was my guy. He
Boy,
was like my favorite player ever. And they just had him on yesterday, or
I
on
saw that.
Sunday.
I saw that.
Yeah, they had him on Sunday, do the first
nice,
pitch, and then he was on the air talking about
nice.
it. He was saying like, yeah, it's sad that like when we come back to these reunion functions, like or whatever, like it won't be here at the Coliseum, and it's like, ah man. So I mean, and he was just saying how the Coliseum atmosphere can't be replicated. But did you get to say hi to T Log? Like, I don't know, he was my guy. Like I was in a room with him one time. He was doing stuff, but I like got so nervous. I turned back into like a 13-year-old kid. I like couldn't say hi. I was like, oh my God, that's T Log. But no, but did you like see him or say what's up or anything or no? Yeah.
Nah, we don't really get to see or talk to the players. Well, I don't at least. But I got to. I know when I was walking down the stairs when I took my first load out, I recorded him and Jermaine die out there throwing out the first pitch. That same feeling you got, I was like, oh my God, it's Terrence. Oh, hold on, let me get this.
Yeah.
I didn't care about nothing else. I put my phone out, record the whole thing, and like, yeah, I got that, and went right back to work.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it seemed fun. I mean, it's weird. Yeah, there's only 2 homestands left, and it's like I think people it started all that nostalgia. I think is building up and hitting for everybody kind of
Yeah.
right now. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
started to hit a lot of vendors. It's
yeah,
starting to hit me a lot more. Like a lot of vendors are talking about it. We're discussing it more, and it's starting to get hit closer to home. Like you want to embrace and just take in every moment you can. So
yeah,
anytime I get a chance to break, I'm just out there looking around. Just there's not gonna be another. I mean, like I said, we got the Roots next year, but it's not
yeah.
gonna be another baseball team or any energy like that. On an everyday basis.
Yeah. Well, at least if the Bees get 48 home games a summer, that's pretty
Yeah,
good though,
yeah,
right? So that's
yeah,
good. At least
yeah,
helping out. Yeah.
yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
Venus, I love how you've been doing like screenshots of the standings basically all season long, keeping fans updated on where the Bees are. And
That's
uh
two, man.
I mean, is it cool knowing like, the Bees can make the playoffs? Like I'm excited to see Raimondi at the playoff. I think it'll be pretty wild, like fun and like a different atmosphere, you know? I mean, like I don't know. What do you just think about that possibility of them going to the playoffs right away?
I feel like it's gonna be huge. I've been telling people all year, man. Imagine the playoffs here. Imagine how how Oakland is when it comes to opening days, playoffs. We're gonna come out and show out, and I believe it's gonna be just like opening day.
Yeah,
I believe it's not gonna be a seat available for anybody.
yeah, absolutely.
What when are the playoffs going to be?
I don't know that far ahead. I think we'll all find out after September 6th. I think that's the last game of the year.
Yeah,
And
September. Yeah,
after that,
September 8th, and then they usually take
there you
an
go.
off day. So I'm assuming like September 10th they might start something up. I don't know. I could look it up, uh, but yeah, but
Nice.
it's like what are the top two teams from the first half and the top two teams from the second half, right? So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
and
I think if we beat the first half, we'll play the paddleheads. We haven't played all season in the playoffs.
it's weird. There's like 4 teams they don't even play all season long. I noticed I was looking at the schedule, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean
Some of
one
those
more.
teams didn't want to come to California, I think. They're like, no, we're too cheap to buy tickets to the Frontier.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
too cheap to pay for the bus to California. So all right, fine,
yeah.
And they
whatever.
get on that bus and come out here and take this L, man. That's what they can do.
I know like hot dog Mike the hot dog mayor he
Yeah,
was saying
Mike.
like yeah he was saying that they need to get an organist and I'm like I'm fully on board with that. I think if Raimondi had an organist like that would just change the whole vibe. I don't know how much an organist would cost a game or if there's some friendly organist who just wants to practice their chops in front of an audience, but that'd be sick, yeah.
Come
I,
on now. That's you out there.
I think that would
That's right.
work.
It takes a village to start a Pioneer League team, you know?
Yeah.
It
All right.
does. Shout out to Mike too, man. He's been holding it down, man. I know
Yeah,
that's not easy carrying that
how's he been
around.
doing? Like, he ain't listening, don't worry about it. Between you and me, man. Right? Like,
This is a private
I gave him
conversation.
a lot. I
Private
gave him a lot of
conversation.
tips. I gave him a lot of tips.
Yeah.
I like showed him how to do it. Give me a report card. What's he been doing well? What does he need to work on?
He is your twin out there, man. No lies. He's not as quick as you, but he does his thing, man. I give him an A minus. I'm not gonna lie. I give him an A minus.
Hal's got a little
Hey,
more
not bad.
volume. Mike doesn't have the
Yeah,
same. Hal's got this projecting, this booming voice.
Yeah.
Mike is more chill. Like yeah, he's
yeah,
yelling, but it's not as like
Is he
you
getting the
know.
crowd going? Can he get the crowd
Oh
going?
yeah, he's getting the
Okay.
yes,
crowd. Yeah,
yes,
Okay,
yes,
good.
yes,
Good.
you can tell
yes.
when he's behind home plate. All of a sudden, people just start cheering. Like yeah, you can just tell. You can hear him before you
Mike,
can see
thank
him.
you.
So
There
that's
we
a good
go,
thing.
Mike. There
Yeah,
we go.
yeah.
He
All
doing his
All
right.
right,
thing.
all
I'm not
right.
gonna
All
lie.
right, all right, all right, all right. Kenny, has anyone ever recognized you outside of a game yet?
Yes and no. I've gotten like when I first started to like my name first started to get out there more. Someone drove by and said, I was with Devon, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Ice Cold Kenny Bo, hey man," and we looked back. He said, "Someone's called you Kenny Bo?" I said, I don't know where he came from. Let's go outside the store. Come on." And then when I was dating somebody, I had went to Safeway, and someone had stopped me and was talking to me. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? I just kind of, but they only recognize me when I got my hat on. If I don't have my hat and glasses on, no one recognizes me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you're gonna be
That's sick.
at you're gonna be at Bees this week. What's your week look? I see they got Idaho Falls in for 6 games starting tomorrow on Tuesday.
Yes, I will be there Tuesday. I won't be there Wednesday because they have a concert going on, and I need that money, man. But
Yeah. You gotta get that concert. Where's the concert at?
it's at Orco. It's Def Leppard.
Oh, nice.
Gotta
They're
get
still
that,
going.
gotta get that
A
concert
lot of
money. You
beers.
gotta get
A
Yeah.
that.
lot of beers.
Hey, anywhere I could just post up at, I'm fine. But also there is a concert at Chase Center too. So if I get called for Chase Center, I'll be going there.
Damn.
Nice. What do they got at Chase Center?
Yeah.
On
I
Wednesday?
think it's is it Suicide Boys?
Okay.
I think
That's
it's
like
Suicide Boys.
That's like a metal
Okay.
band, right? Or a punk band or something, right? Or no?
That's a drinking
Oh,
band.
oh no, Suicidal Tendencies is what I'm thinking of. I don't know.
Hey, if they drink there, I get a cart. I ain't got to walk the seats. Come on by, my
Oh no,
man.
Suicide Boys is a hip hop duo. I'm thinking of
Is it?
some other suicide. I don't know, some other suicide something or other.
All right. So, but they got the bees starting on Tuesday.
Yes. And off day Wednesday, concert Wednesday, I'll be at the Bees for the rest of the week after that. No, I'll be at the Bees.
Sick.
Awesome, man.
Yes.
And they got
Friday's gonna be good.
and they gotta keep winning if they want those playoff games at home.
Yeah,
I
they
think
got
we're gonna keep winning. We got a good team now. We had a little mishaps with the thing, but yeah, this team's a lot better.
Those mishaps were wild, man. Those were some wild days on Twitter.
I don't want to say my opinion on certain players and stuff, but
I swear I'm still working on this. I've interviewed like so many people, but it keeps on like there's like more stuff, and now they're doing the
Oh,
investment round, and it's
Alex.
like so eventually I'm swear to God I'm gonna publish this story. I've been saying this for like a month, but
We're gonna have
I
to have like a podcast special when you post your expose on the
yeah, I mean
on
I mean the bees have been super transparent about everything, and like I don't know, it was cool.
yeah.
Like I talked to a lot of people, so I'm trying to get this out at some
What
point, but.
but basically we got starting Tuesday through Sunday, we got games at bees and they're meaningful games.
Yeah, the final
Very
homestand too.
meaningful.
So come check
Very
it out. It's the
meaningful.
final 6 games of the regular season until hopefully we got some playoff games at home, and yeah. So yeah,
Yep, and then we got that one special day, the last day, and that's it of the September. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
So
Sick.
all right, hey
Awesome,
Kenny, thank you
guys.
so much, man. It was great to hear your story and just everything, man. This was a great chat, man. This was so awesome, and I'll see you. I'll probably be there tomorrow. Who knows? So I'll
I'll
see
be
you
there,
out there.
man.
All
Yeah, I'll
right.
see you two out there, brothers. Appreciate y'all for having me,
Don't
man.
please feel free to let Mike when he's doing something wrong. You you don't go soft on him now. Just because people are getting excited about Mike the hot dog mayor, don't go soft on him.
I definitely won't trust you. I
You got
definitely
13
won't.
years on him. All right. You gotta
Yeah,
keep
he
him in
just
line.
also he just got a beast tattoo. Where's your beast tattoo at, man? You getting one or what?
Huh? Uh-oh. Hey, listen, man.
Did it cut out? Did the service cut out there? No.
Yeah, it did. I didn't hear nothing that was said. I mean, I love my team, but I only got one tattoo. I'm gonna just keep that one.
All right, all right.
I'll get a henna tattoo. That's fine. Henna tattoo of the bees right
Oh,
there.
okay, all right.
Oh, they
Okay.
should do that. Yeah. No.
Yes, yeah. Kids will
There's
love it.
another.
The kids will love it.
There's another thing. Yeah.
Kenny, open it the night before opening night when they bring Major League Baseball back to Oakland. Whatever that team is, you and I, we're going to get those tattoos or whatever logo that team is. Night before they bring. I swear, you and we're doing it together.
The
We
Oakland
locked in with
Seas.
this.
Side by side.
Yeah, the Oakland
Whatever
Right there.
the bees, whatever. Yeah,
Bees.
sure.
It's all good. I'm locked in with you. We can do that, Hal. I got you.
When the bees are in Major League Baseball, 100%. You and I, two piece tattoos. All right.
This is
Good.
on the
all
record.
good.
This everybody
No.
heard that. So yeah,
Alex, you can film it for the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they make it to the MLB, when they make it there, we're gonna get matching tattoos.
100%. Absolutely.
All right, guys.
So
Thanks. That
good.
was a great chat. All right.